Hi everyone, today is going to be another outfit of the day video because after my whirling turban review, people were saying, well, that's gorgeous, but either I can't afford that or I can't wear that to work. I need more ideas to hide my corsets underneath my clothing when I'm going out or to work or running errands or what have you. So today I'm going to give you a few other examples that don't involve empire waisted shirts, in case that's not your thing, or in case you want to sort of minimize the bust or hide a full bust a little bit more, because I understand how empire waist shirts can sort of accentuate the bust and some people aren't into that. So pretty much all of my shirts, I have to say, I buy from secondhand stores like Goodwill and whatnot. So unfortunately I can't tell you a lot of the labels. This one is from Forever 21, but I did buy it about 3 years ago. And let me warn you that a lot of the styles that I show, either just dressing normally for my videos or in my outfits of the day videos, they're not exactly current, they're not really in season. However, when I'm out, people still stop me and ask me, where did you get that? And I tell them secondhand stores, really. So I'm sorry that I can't be of more help in terms of where to find these clothes, because like I said, a lot of them are not in season right now. But this is just to give you some ideas, just sort of inspire you, and you don't exactly have to follow everything that I say in these videos. This is just to give you some new ideas that you can play around with and find what style is best for you. So as you can see here, let me get rid of the fuzz. This is one of the bubble shirts with a sort of kimono style sleeve. This is very comfortable, and you can see it's fitted sort of at the top, and it has a wide band at the hips here that hide everything nicely when I'm wearing my cincers. Now this would probably be less appropriate if I were wearing a long line corset, but for the sake of the cincers, this works quite well. It has nice pleats here, and it is completely non-fitted at the waist, because this sort of shirt is designed to hide the larger bellies. So it would make sense that it would also be designed to hide smaller corseted waists as well. Of course, if anybody hugs you or tries to poke you, they'll feel that hollow space, but you'll just have to cross that bridge when you get there. You can see that it is also quite loose along the back here, so you don't have to worry about the laces showing. And as you can see here, I have my laces tucked into the bottom of my cincher, just typical. But this is the first option, and as you can see, it also sort of helps to minimize the bust area, or at least draw attention away from it, unlike with the empire waist tops. And usually what I would do with this is I would pair it with some sort of chandelier style necklace, and as you can see, it's all tangled here, but I would basically use something like this just to dress it up, because all you see here is like a large gray panel, like a canvas, which doesn't have a whole lot of shape. So I would draw some interest to it using these style of very elaborate necklaces and whatnot. And I know that my hair is going to be an absolute mess by the end of this video because of so many costume changes on camera, but this is another style of sort of bubble kimono shirt. This one I believe is from Nine West, and I bought this, gosh, almost 10 years ago. So it's probably not in fashion, but it still works well for my uses. And like I said, people ask me where I buy these sorts of things, and I'm just like, So this one is a little bit shorter, as you can see. It doesn't even really cover the bottom of my cincher. So what I would actually wear with this shirt, whether I'm corseted or not, is a sort of 70s style high-waisted pants, because my mother still has her jeans and things from the 70s, and they have a lovely high waist, and it accentuates the curve over the hips. So that works quite well. Or you can, if you want something a little bit more relaxed, you can just wear this with like yoga pants with the adjustable waist that you can either roll up or roll down. I mean, not exactly fashionable, but if you're really in a squeeze trying to hide your corset in some way, then this is another option. And once again, you can see gigantic bat wings here. wear a tunic or a liner or some sort of tank top underneath these shirts, because you don't want to be flashing everybody from the side every time you put your hands up. And if the bubble shirts don't work for you, you want something a little bit more shapely, then what you can use are these sort of long style sweater tunic things right here. So these are a little bit more feminine. They hug your curves a little bit more than the gigantic hoodies that are, you know, made for guys and college students and everything. So I'll show you what this looks like when it's on. So the purpose of this sweater is to make you look quite long and slim, and I like the ones with the hoods here. But as you can see, it hugs the hips, but not so much the waist area. Actually, it has like this kangaroo pouch, which is nice. So when you pull it down like this to make this area taut, you don't really see the corset at all. And the nice thing about these the very long area at the hips here is that you can wear this with long line style corsets if you want, as long as you don't see the outline edge of the corset underneath there. Same thing going on in the back. You can tuck your laces in to make it a little bit less conspicuous there. But for the most part, if people aren't looking for it, then they're not going to see a little bump if you're too lazy to tuck your laces in. But once again, I have a video on how to hide your laces, so I'll link it right up there. And this longer tunic style shirt I have worn in my videos on multiple occasions, and I always get compliments for this one. This is made out of a sort of stretchy, it's like an accordion style material that compresses around your body and it accentuates curves. So that if I leave it, let me get my hair out, if I leave it loose like this, then you can see that you can still see the corseted waist, but you don't see the corset itself. So you can wear this if you want to, and when you're walking down the street, people are kind of going, she's wearing something underneath there. And this is actually going into my next video that I was planning for dressing with your corset in terms of belted dresses, belted waist shirts, and things like that. This is just a toddler's belt that I specifically requested was made from 20 inches to 24 inches so that I could wear this with any of my corsets. And so let me just put this on the second belt here so you can see generally what it looks like. It does nicely accentuate the waist in case you wanted to show off your corseted waist without actually having to show off the corset itself. So I hope you enjoyed this outfit of the day video and it gave you some more ideas on how to hide your corset in case you don't want to show it off at work or whatnot. And once again, you don't have to follow all these rules exactly. You can mix and match and make it a little bit more modern and current, since I really don't follow any current trends. I have no idea what's in fashion these days. And if you want to show off your corset, if you're the type that, you know, you want to show off your hard work, then that's awesome. And please, by all means, continue doing so. But I'm just trying to cover a large spectrum of styles here and sort of inspire you to find your own style when it comes to dressing with your corset. If you have any other ideas on how you particularly hide your corset underneath your clothing when you have to go to work, or some sort of function where showing off your corset might not be considered socially appropriate, then please feel free to leave a comment down below or post a video response. And I will see you after the weekend for the next video. Bye.